So Driving Empire has changed a lot. Now, it's not just in the past year, because last year we was having licensed models, but it's in the past couple years. Driving Empire has changed pretty much, not everything, to be honest, but a lot of things. And starting off, if you're like returning to Driving Empire, and you see Spawn, you'll obviously notice, well, I think like 4 things here. 1, the amount of ad boards there is around the game. Now, I fully understand why we have so many ad boards. Anyway, I fully understand why. Like, we have an ad board there. We have an ad board literally here on a truck. We have one over here in another tree. We have one there on a truck. We have one there. You get the point. There's a lot of ad, like, boards around Spawn. And that is for a very simple reason. Licensed models. We get to licensed models, so they obviously need to pay for it. But they are kind of scattered around a little bit too much, to be honest. Like, they could put them on buildings as, like, actual bigger billboards instead of literally plastering them in your face, literally, when you join the game. So this one follows you around. I don't like this one, personally. I don't mind any of the others, but I really don't like this one. The second thing, which Driving Empire has changed, is the amount of these things there are around Spawn. Now, obviously, when we was first having licensed models, we didn't actually have any of these. They started adding them, I think, like Audi, I think. It was only one. We only had one of them. And then every update now, we've kind of just had more and more. We obviously had the Chevrolet, we've had this for last update, and now we have this for the new update. I do kind of like these. Like, I can't lie, I do like them to show off stuff, but they're taking up so much space in Spawn. There's barely enough space for, like, car meets now. And I just think there should be a separate area for these. Like, not just... I get why they're here because they want people to see them, but I think these are just too much, to be honest. I don't know. Actually, that's what I think. Another thing is these. So, obviously, like, old Driving Empire, we never had these, like, at all. Like, you went in here, none of these actually... They weren't here, basically. So, obviously, now you might be questioning if you're, like, coming back to Driving Empire. Why are these here? And it's another reason... Licensed models. We got like loads of monetization stuff, literally just for licensed models. So, you know, licensed models aren't cheap. So obviously, Driving Empire has to pay for them somehow, which is why we have, you know, like car packs and stuff like that. I do think they are, you know, shoving a lot of stuff in your face. Even if you go in the dealership, they have the UGC store, which to be honest is actually really cool. They have Pagani like merch. I do really think that's cool. Another thing that's changed is obviously the dealership, but you know. I feel like that's a really big change. You can't really miss that. But yeah, the game has definitely improved and changed a lot of things that people knew about before, you know? Like, if you showed this would be, like, this is what Driving Empire would look like 2 years ago when Lamborghini was still in the game, Ferrari was still in the game, everything was still in the game. They would not believe it. And to be honest, I don't blame them. Like, I don't think they would believe that Driving Empire would be bought out by a big company and then would get, like, licensed cars and stuff like that. They just wouldn't believe it. And obviously, even if you go into the city has actually changed, like, since old Driving Empire. These buildings, obviously, even though they've been out for a while, they're still new if you haven't played the game in, like, a couple of years. These buildings weren't here. These buildings were added when Voldex, like, you know, took over and bought the game or whatever. Which, to be honest, they do look more like a city. But obviously, people who've missed the updates or, you know, missed a lot of Driving Empire stuff, they would have not realized this. And now I do understand, a lot of people will say Driving Empire has changed for the worst, blah, 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 whatever. And to me, I don't actually believe that. Even though in past Driving Empire, like, we got so many vehicles in an update, we didn't have an update for, like, a couple months at sometimes. Like, it could have been 3 months, I'm pretty sure, for, like, one of the updates. Literally 3 months for one update. Now we have a weekly updates. Now, obviously, I do understand it's not as many, but literally last update we had 15 new cars. And when, like, Borgus was owning the game, obviously he was a very small team and stuff. They had, like, 40 cars in 3 months. We literally can get more cars now in a couple of weeks, which I think is really much better for the game. Like, it keeps players more entertained for new content and, you know, stuff like that. And to us, if Driving Empire can't really do like a proper big update, you know, they can't do 15 cars every update or something like that. They could just do what they did last update, where they just have a filler update or something like that. You know, like some changes of the map or, you know, car or something. I don't know. But to me, when people say Driving Empire's changed for the worst, I really don't believe it. Like, to me, Driving Empire's definitely changed for the better with licensed models. Obviously, licensed models don't change much. When Borgus was obviously on the game when he was the owner, the models were really detailed. And to us, these are actually a little bit more detailed. But the Driving Empire models before, it's not like they weren't detailed at all. It's not like they were CDT models or something like that. They still had detail. But now, they have a little bit more detail, like, you know, with badges and stuff like that. And they have more detail, and then they have badges. That's what I was trying to say. So, like, to me, I think this is, like, a really good way for Driving Empire. The only other way that they could be going in is fake models, and I know a lot of you guys do not want fake models at all. There's a lot of people that complain every update, oh wow, we didn't get Koenigsegg, we didn't get Bugatti that update, and they just cry. Like, I get why you really want Koenigsegg, you really want Bugatti, but crying over it and saying L update isn't gonna get the cars coming to the update faster. Like, saying L update, no Bugatti or no Koenigsegg won't get Driving Empire to add them faster. That's just not how licensing works. Licensing takes a while. That is kind of one negative with these stuff. Because we're getting licensed cars, everyone wants, you know, big brands. Now, I know we already have Lamborghini. It's not actually some big ones. It's more so the new ones. But we still have Lamborghini in the game. And there's still chance for other Lamborghinis to get added. But like, a lot of people don't understand, obviously, licensed models and licensed stuff doesn't just happen in a day. Like, you can't DM the manufacturer, they say yes, and then you have the licensed models in the next day. They need to, you know, actually make the models, they need to get approved. So, still I don't know how the, you know, the Corvette doors got approved, but anyway. And there needs to be a whole process for them. It's not just, you know, get added into the game whenever they want, like, even if they give the money. So, still Driving Empire's changed for the better. Like, we're having a new map, apparently this year. The only way it'll be this year is in December now. And I kind of doubt it's going to be in December. I think we're going to have it in the new year, to be honest. If you want my, like, full opinion. Yeah, that's pretty much it, to be honest. Driving Empire has definitely changed so much. Like, with the city, the map. Another thing I want to quickly talk about is the optimization. When we have the new map, I do not want the new map to be looking like this. You see how bad this looks? I know Driving Empire watches some of my videos. And I really hope you use the new Roblox optimization. Like, this, if you're going for the most realistic car game, how can you call this the most realistic car game? Like, genuinely. It's not good. No good. Another thing I quickly want to mention, the chassis is way different from old Driving Empire now. Like, the cars feel way more arcadey, they have so much, like, more driftiness up to them. They have, like, I don't know, like, old Driving Empire chassis, not obviously old, but like, when Borgus was owning the game and we had this map, that chassis was good. Like, the cars were actually realistic with, like, some of the stats and stuff like that. But now, I feel like cars should not go 400 miles per hour. Like, even though it's cool, your cars shouldn't be going like that. They just shouldn't. But that's about it. To me, I really think Driving Empire has changed for the better. But a lot of people have different opinions on what you think and, you know, stuff like that, because people do. But I want to know what you think, if Driving Empire has changed for the better or the worst, because, well, you know, people have different opinions. But tell me what you think, if Driving Empire has changed, good or bad. Lovely light is broken. Be Driving Empire. And have a good day.